I can't believe this. As I was saying goodbye previously, our internet came back. So I'm hoping that you will you will find this straight away. It's just always, it's so typical that that could happen. So I'm going to pull up my information on my computer, and hopefully I can just carry on with a normal chat. So Mr. J will be back to join me very shortly. I am just down here. I've got my laptop, so I'm going to I'm going to try and find myself on that, and then I can see the chat properly. Oh, that was such a horrible adrenaline rush for a few minutes. It's like, oh, is the computer working or is it not working? Does it want to play or not? These things, they are sent to try us. You were watching Hugh's video. Well, I haven't seen Hugh's video yet, so I will be I will be watching it afterwards. I suppose if I was really smart, I would watch it right now, but Laura said she didn't even move off the couch. Well, literally, Laura, as I pressed the button, I looked down on my computer and it said it was working. So I was like, oh, why didn't I notice that 2 seconds beforehand? So I'm now trying to pull this up on my laptop so I can see the chat properly, and we can actually have a proper conversation. And it's just going to go nice and slowly because that's what it wants to do. So part-time permers are here. Just wanted to pop in and say hi. I don't know if my computer is going to be playing or not. I'm asking it to play. Technology is an amazing thing when it works, and when it doesn't work, it's a nuisance, to say the least. So I am trying very hard to get my computer to do what it needs to do. And then Health Enthusiast just said, no, Mr. J said, yes, he's just walked through to the other room. So this is actually our second live chat, because we did 15 minutes of very gabbled, stress-filled, I'm going to have no data if I'm not careful conversation. Our internet has now come back on, so I've come back on, we can slow things down. And my computer is working at the speed of very slow mice turning their cogs. It's still trying to find my live chat so that I can find the conversation. It is getting there though. Hooray! Okay, so Hugh has put out a video. Hugh, if are you still with us? Yes, you are. Good. Do you want to, while you're here, pop a bit of info about do a bit plug about your video, and I will also put a link to it. No, I don't need to put a link to it. Everybody will come. Please go and find, after this live chat, go and find Hugh's channel, and there's a video he's put up today that will have some familiar faces on it. So I'm now going to start again by saying hello to everybody. So hello Hugh, Jane McHugh, Cheryl at Homestead in the Highlands, My Family Garden, Jimmy's Allotment, who's popping in and out, Laura Green Raven, Walnut Tree Homestead, Elizabeth Gibbs, Part-Time Permies. Phew, that was all a bit chaotic before, sorry about that. And Howie, Food Forest Permaculture is here, and Tony Stevens is here, and Joe is here. Hi Joe. Right. And Jay is here. Hello. Lots of hellos, that's nice. So I can try all of that conversation all over again, but nice and calmly this time. So I did want to encourage people to go and have a look at Mama Grows. It's a channel. Kathleen is wending her way, not as fast as we'd like her to, but she is working her way slowly towards 1,000 subscribers, which would just be brilliant for her. So I am going to pop a link to her channel in the chat any minute now when I have just pulled it off my computer. So bear with me. This is much more relaxed, much slower. I'm enjoying this. This is much nicer. Now then, in, where are we? It can only be a couple of weeks' time. In a couple of weeks' time. So January so 2 weeks' time. But on the Saturday, not the Sunday, I'm doing a live chat, question and answer with Hugh. So Hugh will be here with me on the 5th of January. And we will be answering your gardening and gardening, permaculture, horticulture questions. So I have put a post in my group. I will make sure that there is a post on YouTube as well, where you can put your questions in. We will take questions on the day, but if we've got a few beforehand, then there won't be a lull in the conversation, we hope. We will, once we are sure of a time that's going to happen, and then we'll let you know that as well. So, and the main homestead project's here. Thank you for joining us. It will be us shortly, and Ruth S is here as well. Jay McHugh is saying, is there any snow forecast for Wales this Christmas? Not that I know of, although when I lived in mid Wales, we had snow. Of the 15 years I was there, we had snow, some snow, not a huge amount, but some snow for about 13 of those 15 years. So there was quite a lot of snow then. And Ross has joined us again. It's good, all this jumping from one live chat to another, isn't it? Jay, are we doing local weather reports today? Yes, please. Now we have proper internet and not just the data off my mobile phone. Yes. So, weather reports from where you are. So if you can say where you are and what the weather's like, that would be fabulous. And part of it is I actually go back through the chat afterwards. And I read everybody's comments. I read it all, and it's really nice for me to be able to kind of get a picture of what's going on in other places, because basically I'm just nosy. I want to know. And Emily has joined us. Emily, thank you. It's raining in Eastbourne. It's raining and mild in the Shire, in Shropshire. What else have we got? Part-time poems are saying they usually have snow, but not this year. It's 33 degrees F, which is still quite cold and rainy. Homestead in the Highlands, so Scottish Islands, it's drizzly but quite warm. Heaven-bound Homestead, hello. Kentucky and record rain. There is a lot of precipitation going on at the moment. And I was hearing in the news earlier on that there's been a massive tsunami as well. Not here, obviously, but thoughts I don't know why tsunamis always seem to happen around Christmas. It's obviously something to do with the weather patterns, but I just kind of think that must be just such a horrific thing to live through or to experience. So let's go back to something else. So Maine homestead project. I'm going to assume you're in Maine. You've got rain and warm weather, and snow's melted. Dorset, it's cold and grey. Yeah. Miserable and rainy in Leeds. I went into the garden, came back soaked like a wet cat. Yeah, we don't really get wet cats here because Monty won't go out in the rain. He just stands by the door, getting increasingly frustrated and not being able to go out. But he's a wimp as far as the rain goes. And Joe's joined us. Hi, Joe. He's in North Arkansas, where it's 39 degrees F. Yeah, I know, Joe. That was a bit of a scramble to to be doing the data thing. And let's obviously see what else. So southeast Ontario in Canada is a bit warmer today. It's going up to +2°C. Snow from yesterday still on the ground. Walnut Tree Homestead also has soaked chickens. Yours refused to go out under the shelter. Chickens seem to have this thing where they don't seem to mind the rain, but they don't like it when it's windy. So hopeless here because it's windy all the time. I say that it's windy all the time, except for like on a very few days in the summer when there's almost no wind at all. And I think when you came to visit the first time towards the end of September, it was a really still day. That was quite a special one for us because it was just it was lovely without the 25 mile an hour to 40 mile an hour winds that we get steadily going across here. ACS are here in southwest Ontario. It's -1 degree C, but it feels like -4. Yeah, that's pretty chilly. Ross Minton is saying, geek alert. Not a lot of people know that Shropshire was the inspiration for J.R.R. Tolkien's The Shire. So in particular, a spot very close to his house. Carrie is here. Hi, I'm from Scotland between Glasgow and Edinburgh, where it's bright and sunny and a very cold 2 degrees. Yeah. And Jindra is here from Czech Republic. It says they like the decoration behind my head. No, actually, it's like a tree. So it's on a stand there. So it's just like a wooden tree rather than a green one. So, Ross is saying it won't be a white Christmas. You think you've only had 4 in your lifetime? You need to go up to Mid Wales. They're there very regularly. You get a white Christmas. And Main Homestead Project said, what's a beautiful tree? So this is my Christmas tree. It was one of my Christmas trees because having not had Christmas decorations up for a couple of years, this year I've gone overboard and I've got a wooden tree in here, which is most of the ornaments are dried fruits or dried vegetables. And then we've got a sort of more traditional Christmas tree in the living room. So, hello Chrissy. She's late because your nephew called in and she started watching the live chat. And then she saw we were back. Well, it was one of those moments of literally the moment we said we're going, I looked over at my laptop and I said, oh, the internet's come back on. We'll go again then. And 50 Shades of Green are here. Sorry, I'm just reading for a moment. Main Homestead Project is asking if the ornaments behind here have special meaning. No, most of those don't. Ones on my Christmas tree in the living room do. And I made a video that's on Patreon that went through all my ornaments on my Christmas tree, explaining why they're significant and special to me. So that's on there. Half Acre Haven is here, so that's Mel. Hi, thank you for joining me. And in a little while, when Mr. J has recovered from our shopping this morning, he will come and join me again as well. And Charlotte is here. Hello. Yes, so we went to the local supermarket, and do you know, I don't I'm very fortunate that I don't have to go to the shop very often. And this is just food shopping I don't have to do. Mr. J does it on his way back from work. We don't buy very much. We only buy tea and coffee, dairy and flour. But I wanted to go and buy some things for the grandchildren to have when they arrive on Boxing Day. And it was requested that I bought some socks. So, socks. It's incredibly difficult to choose the right size of socks for small children when you have to go. Size 9 there's like 3 size 9s or 2 size 9s or something. So I'm literally standing there going, do I think his feet are this big? We have socks. We have multicoloured underpants. Not me. This is for the children. I'm being a good grandma. We have a small train set to go on the wooden, because he had the tracks on me last year. So I'm just adding to it because I just wanted him to have something to play with. And the older grandson has got Junior Cluedo. So guess what we're doing on Boxing Day? We will be playing Cluedo. That'd be nice. But I also quite like to buy them a book. And so I've bought, a highly in. It's great actually, and it's going to be brilliant. I read it literally just before.
I do hope they're not watching this.
Who? No, my grandchildren won't be watching this.
They love Grandma TV.
Well, I know they love Grandma TV, but they'll have to. Oh, perhaps you want to text her and tell her not to not to let them. Sounds good. So something. What's Cluedo? Cluedo is in. I think in America it's called Clue rather than Cluedo. Somebody commits a crime, and you have to guess who it is. C. Dean is here, saying Merry Christmas to you. We play board games at Christmas very rarely, like when the children are here. I'm just going to move so Mr. J can join us.
Yeah.
Or he may not. But anyway, I've made that seat really hot, so I'm now sitting on the cooler seat, which is nicer. So part-time permies have had to head off. I have quite a thing about not giving the grandchildren so many toys that they're overwhelmed by things. I think it's much better to give them just something quite simple that you can play with them, or a book that you can read with them. Because I actually think, as I was saying with Erica the other day, I think the gift of time is much better than any shiny plastic thing that we could give them. So let's carry on having a quick look at here. Rose said, did I see her Marco Polo? That was a message. Yes, I saw that yesterday, Rose. Tony's saying the live chat is always better with Mr. J. But that's because one or the other of us on our own is less animated.
Ah.
I was going to say I'm boring, but oh, you've told her.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've told her.
So yes,
Told her.
Torta
has been doled.
Daughter has been told not to let the children watch. So apparently you bring the fun. I'll leave you to it.
Hang on a minute.
See you in a
Hang on a
second.
minute.
Have you got the phone? He's looking for it. Unless there's chocolate in there. Is there chocolate in there?
No.
There's socks on the floor accidentally.
And Violet.
He's just used that as an excuse to wander off. He's looking. I'll tell you what, while you're over there, do you want to do the washing up? Or you could just come and sit down and chat with me. So doing a live chat's better than washing up. It is, isn't it? So quick question: Has everybody? Is everybody completely ready for whichever holiday it is that you are celebrating this week?
No. There you are.
No, but is everybody else? Is everybody else ready? So have you got? Have you done all your shopping? Have you got all your food ready? No. Well, I'm reading out the answers, but it was absolutely not. Oh,
All done but the meal, eh?
Yeah, all done.
I mean, you know, I suppose we are as ready as we're going to be because we're not planning to do very much. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've got some wirelessy things to do that I've got to do today, so that people have got them, so that they don't have to program things over Christmas Day and Boxing Day.
Cheryl, you've asked me what's the channel of the lady on one of the Scottish islands. I think you're thinking of Rona, and she's on Island Kitchen Garden. I hope that answers that question. Would that make... What are the eyebrows for? Are we having eyebrow competition? Why are we having eyebrow competition? Yeah, so the one that you're thinking of is Kitchen Island Garden, I think, Cheryl. So how else? Oh, look, some people are all done. They're all ready for it. Alternative smallholding needs to get salads tomorrow and make a big prezi for someone that we haven't even started. Yes. Got to wrap gifts. Okay, Rose isn't ready. Hey, wow, Homestead has just joined us. Hello.
No, you said you were ready, Rose, originally. The first post I saw from Rose said, I'm ready.
Well,
now she's not ready.
No, yeah.
Make your mind up.
That was ready for this.
Oh,
ready
I see.
For that.
Oh, okay. But no, it might be the other way around. She might be ready for that, but not for this.
Well, possibly. Hugh, done all your Christmas shopping? And the next question is, the next obvious question.
I was going to say Walnut Tree Homestead, you and me
both.
both. You and me both, Walnut Tree Homestead. I'm working tomorrow as well.
Yeah. So the next question is, are you eating something on Christmas Day that you've grown? That's a good question. We are.
Yeah, of course we are.
Not potatoes though, unfortunately.
No, not this year. But everything else.
Everything else, yeah. Everything else. Mrs. S has joined us, or rejoined us, and Kilted Gardener.
Yeah, and Kerry Dwayne, I agree. Christmas, it just gets too frenetic and...
It's too much, isn't it?
It's too much. All too much.
So, Ross is going out for lunch this year. Hugh's got Brussels sprouts, leeks, cabbage and swede. See, then we can choose now whose house we want to just pitch up on Christmas Day. Big supply of pumpkins. Walnut Tree's doing all the veggies and the dessert out of the garden. Tony Stevens, all the veggies. Main homestead project, squash, potatoes and eggs will be part of it. We had eggs today. We had
a duck egg.
We had a duck egg. We haven't had a duck egg for a week, so that feels a bit special actually. I don't know if that's just they've been hiding them or whether we just haven't had any.
Yeah, probably the crows have had them.
Excuse me. Carrots, potatoes, beets, parsnip, winter squash. See, look, we are an amazing community that have got bits and pieces from home. ACS is saying, sadly, no, they hope for Brussels sprouts, but they're not even the size of a marble. Do you know
well
what?
done.
If you went to a posh restaurant, they would serve you those, and they would tell you that they were like baby sprouts, and they were like 5 times the price of anything else that's baby, or 5 times the price of ordinary ones. So I think you could just remarket themselves.
Absolutely.
Remarket them to yourself as baby sprouts, and therefore would be, you know, posh. So half acre home. So Mel's having duck, potatoes, sprouts and swede. Charlotte's one, most of hers will be from there. Jay says, anyone else go out? Oh, anyone else? Oh, I can't read fast enough.
Anyone else gone out, decided for a gift for someone to come back, only to come back with several additional alternatives because you haven't decided which would be the better received gift?
Oh, yes. I think I've done that in the past.
I've done it in the past, I think, possibly. I don't know, I tended to, if I've got a list, I've tended to pick up what's on the list unless
But
it's
you're
not been available.
pretty good at shopping.
If I haven't got a list, I've just gone, that'll do.
Yeah, but you are.
Yeah.
You're pretty good.
I'm
at
pretty good at
thinking about
shopping.
What people would
I'm
want.
pretty good at shopping because I hate doing it.
When I do that thing of just kind of wandering off down an aisle just to have a look and do a bit of browsing, I can feel the steam. I get hotter because I can feel the steam coming out of his ears. And I quite like to browse. Quite like to just kind of go along and browse, and Jay likes to go in, get what needs to be got, and come out again.
Before I want to strangle people.
You couldn't even hack going to get a bottle of wine today.
No,
did you?
no,
Or
I went. There
just-
wasn't any.
All right. What? No wine. Or just
There was
no
not what I
champagne?
was looking for.
Right. So.
But yes, I was also getting annoyed by the idiots.
Oh, I'm going to have 25 million cans of beer.
No, so many people were buying so much alcohol. And the shops are only shut for one day. Nell E has first time they've got one of our live chats actually live. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us.
I might be a recording, you never know.
Do I rewind you?
I might be a recording, you never know.
So are we doing any other shopping? Is that it now? Are we sorted? Do it, please say we're sorted.
Well, I'll just get a couple of bits to top up after work tomorrow from the local supermarket, local convenience store next to the office.
Yeah.
But
Benny has joined us from Norway.
But other than that, no, I've got my stollen, I'm fine.
You've got your stolen.
Mm-hmm.
I've got gingerbread.
Yeah, and ginger biscuits.
And ginger
Unless
biscuit.
you've
What
eaten
more
them
could I? No.
Have you really got about them?
All right. So Rock the Casbah says you're confused. I might be live or recording now. This is now live.
But I might be a recording.
This is now live. As soon as we stopped the previous live chat, I looked over at my computer and the internet had come back on. So we just went, yep, that does it. We'll just we'll do the live chat now.
Ross, I've just seen that you bought yourself a drone. You're nowhere in East Sussex, are you?
No, he's
Just
up
checking.
in Shropshire.
That's all right then.
So, okay. Ross, if there's another one, do you want to get one for me? Have you seen that? He's got himself a drone.
Yeah, I did. That's
for
why I was
£15.
commenting on it.
I reckon I've got £15 somewhere.
I'll drone for you.
Yeah, you drone
at
on
you
and on and on and on, yeah. Okay, so Mrs S says she tries to be finished shopping a week before the holiday, less tempted to buy extra. Yeah, I'm the buying extra person, aren't I?
Yeah, see, Ross got great photos to Gatwick. Yeah, it's been very quiet there for some reason recently. I don't know why.
I don't think we should even joke, actually. That has been a very
Yes.
a very peculiar one, hasn't it?
Mm.
So, Homestead in the Highlands used to keep my horses at the end of Gatwick runway.
Did they get used to towing planes?
Well, possibly, but I think it's a long way to go to ride them. But I think she's moved the horses as well now.
Yeah.
So.
Mind you, it might be a long way to go, but you could just fly down, ride the horse, and fly back.
I know, poor horses. That's
What a lot of carbon that would emit.
It would indeed. So, I'm just reading. Hello, Michael's joined us again. He may have joined us a little while ago. He was here for the first bit.
All right. Okay.
Kilted Gardener says need a cuppa. Now, is that a question or a statement?
Or both.
Or both? Yes, please. Afterwards. After the live chat, because the kettle makes so much noise.
We've never tested that, actually. We've never tested that supposition.
Well, shall we test it now? If the kettle is too noisy, can you let us know? I'm sure I have put the kettle on in the past, but anyway, if the kettle's too noisy, let us know and we'll switch it off. But if it's not too noisy, then that means I'll get a cuppa, which would be nice. Okay, thank you, Ross. Ross is being very helpful there. City Homestead, hi, is saying, is the squash, and you've forgotten his name, still at the back? So no, Phil is taking a very well-earned rest in the next room.
That could be what Jack is that the new Phil?
No, that's not, that's just, that's waiting to go into the ground, actually, those shallots. So no, what we've got now is we've got some small squashes, very small ones, so we're calling them fillets. Fillets, yes.
A fillet of squash.
A fillet of squash. And Phil will be back. As soon as I have taken this tree down, which will be very shortly after. Did you plug that in, please, Danny?
Very shortly after I plug that in, Danny.
Very shortly after I plug this in, Danny. Yeah, so it'll be shortly after Christmas. I will take this tree down and I'll leave up the one in the living room. But I quite like. Sound's gone nuts. Can you turn that off? Okay. So thank you for letting me know that it was too noisy.
Pardon?
Ross was saying the sound had gone nuts. Has it stopped being echoey now?
Echoey now.
Echoey now. So, with any luck, that water will be almost hot enough for a cup of tea.
No.
It's worth looking at. It's worth trying. So, everyone else is saying it was fine. So we could just pop it back. It was so close to boiling. It was so close to me actually having a cup of tea. So I could really do with a cup of tea. So, he's trying to muffle the sound. So, Main Homestead Project says, what homemade gifts are you all making? That's a really good question. Are we doing any homemade gifts? We've done ours.
Yeah.
So my sister had.
She had some fudge and some bread sauce.
She had fudge and bread sauce. And did we do anything in jars for her or not?
I can't remember.
No, I don't think we did. So she will have at some point a little hamper of jams.
Other people who may be watching might be getting things.
Yeah, jams and not pickles, chutneys and that sort of thing. Yeah. Okay, so the kettle has now finished boiling, so hopefully the sound will improve for itself. The Carried One is asking, did you make that yourself? It's gorgeous. Are we talking about the tree? So I'm just going to have to ask you, were you talking about the tree there? And that 1870s homestead has joined us. Hello.
Some barbecues are selling real Christmas trees for £1.
Who are?
Barbecues.
What barbecues?
Block and Quail.
Oh. Is that something that's on here? Oh right, some B&Qs are selling real Christmas trees for £1. Well, I guess that £1 is better than them having to pay for them to be shredded. So, and a Total Chaos Homestead has joined us as well. And Homebird Farm. Georgia is here. Oh yeah. Yes, it is. It definitely is Christmas Eve, isn't it? So, Joe Farris has made hand-turn ornaments and wood pens. That's nice, isn't it?
Mm.
I think as a community, we're probably quite crafty, not sneaky crafty.
Oh, I don't know about that. They don't know you very well if they don't think you're crafty, don't they?
Are quite creative and crafty as opposed to sneaky crafty. Although I like sneaky. We were just talking this morning about sneaky things, weren't we?
Yep. Sneaky beak.
Sneaky chickens we were talking about this morning. So carried one's talking about the tree. No, this is it's a wooden tree that kind of slots together that I bought. I was trying to work it out. I can't remember. It's 10 or 12 years ago. It's quite some time ago. And then most of the decorations on it are dried fruit and veg. Thank you. Thank you. I have tea. I have hot tea. I have hot tea in my mug. Wow, that's really hot tea.
Well,
Okay.
it's been freshly made. It's just come out of the fridge, of course it's hot.
Yes. So. You alright? You don't make rude noises.
I wasn't making it, I was warming my hands up.
So Haywire Homestead has had to go and get things done. Yeah, I get that. I think we've done as much as we're going to do right now.
Well, speak for yourself.
Alright, well after the live chat, I'm going to check the inside of my eyelids for light leaks.
Yeah, we've got to get a ladder out as well, haven't we?
And we've got to get, you could do that, couldn't you?
Well, I think it might take two of us to get up there and do that.
Okay. Our next door neighbours said they can hear birds or something up in the roof, so we're going to go and check that it's not birds up in our roof.
Yep.
But that's for later. So.
Yes.
Michael's saying he's having a brown Christmas as opposed to white Christmas. Do you know, most people I know at the moment are farming in mud.
I'm dreaming of a dry Christmas.
Yeah, now a dry Christmas would be nice. An unwindy dry Christmas.
That's not going to happen here, is it?
Well, it might do. Last year it was only windy when we actually got down to the river. It wasn't too bad here.
We went to the
dry.
beach.
We went
to the beach for Christmas Day last year.
We did. We went for a walk on the beach. Took the camera and we had a really nice walk. Do other people walk on Christmas Day? Is it just us? I'm sure lots of people go for a walk on Christmas Day, but we went for a walk before lunch, so that we had a blast of fresh air before we ate, which meant that we could sit down and stodge all afternoon. And hola. To Sarah, who's joined us from Spain.
Is it Sarah or Sarah?
Sarah?
I would say Sarah.
What did I say first
Sarah.
time? Oh well.
But I know people who
eyes-
spell Sarah and pronounce it Sarah.
My eyes said Sarah and my mouth said Sarah. So
Okay.
what are you? And Ellen Mack says they have. Hello, Ellen. They've got ice and sleet. Whereabouts are you? Please don't say you're near us because we don't want ice and sleet here. And ACS has had to go as well.
Cheerio, ACS.
We will see you. We won't see you. You'll see us, but that metaphoric.
Yeah.
We'll see you next weekend. We hope.
Yeah.
Out the other side of the that date. So there's conversation going on about fibromyalgia. So I think people are saying they've got fibro too. Quite a lot of people. I think there's a lot of people who do have small holdings, small farms, and homesteads who have one or another type of autoimmune illness or some sort of disability that means that they want to focus on better food, cleaner food and a cleaner lifestyle. Autoimmune seems to be worse around the holidays. Yeah, Rose, I think not only that, but I think it's also worse in winter when we're getting less light. We're not moving as much, we're not getting as much fresh air. Well, I know
You
you're
should- you
moving.
should
Yeah, I
be a
know
postman.
you're moving as much, but...
Cheerio, Chrissy, and have a good Christmas to you and the family.
So, health enthusiast asking, no, I don't have fibro 2. Touch wood. It's not something that has...
Fibro 2 sounds like an awful sequel.
It does. And so Ross is saying, cough cough, check out my my gardening with a disability channel. It is a shameless plug, Ross, but I would have plugged it anyway, and I think I have. I think I did last week. Say to people, have a look, because there's an amazing amount we can do with the limitations that we have.
Yeah.
So,
What is Boxing Day, says City Homestead? Boxing Day is the day after Christmas Day, December 26th, and it's a public holiday in the UK. And it is the day on which your staff and your delivery boys and so forth would go around knocking on the doors to get their Christmas box or their Christmas treat from the people that they had been faithfully working for peanuts all through the year.
Yeah, so it was a day that staff would...
Get their tips.
In the days when people had... If there were big houses and you had staff that worked in them, that ran the house for you.
And
They
you get a
usually-
delivery boy that would run around all the shops, from the shops to all the houses.
Yeah.
5 or
But
6
also the
times a day.
staff usually got half day so that they could go home and see their families if they were close enough to do that. And Kate's joined us. Hi, Kate. Please don't apologise for being late. No such thing on a... We were late. We were late for our own... Well, our internet was late. So, right, let's have a little look. Hang on then. I am just looking back. I was looking back. Kate, you just made a Rose, sorry, you just made a comment, and I can't see what it is that you're talking about, so I'll go back and have a look. And we need to say that again. That I will go through all the comments afterwards, and if I haven't said hello to anyone, I'll say hello. I'll leave a comment saying hello, and if there's questions that are unanswered, I will either answer them in a video in the next week or so, or I'll put the answer in the comments below. So it'll say the name of whoever has asked the question, and then I'll put my answer. And sometimes I manage to do that straight after a live chat, and other times, like today, it might take a little bit longer because I am going to be having a snooze shortly. Really shortly.
Yeah. Well, possibly after you finish the live stream, because if people don't want to watch you, watching you
Snoring like a warthog. It's less than attractive, I think. So Michael said, what warm things are we all making this year to drink?
coffee, tea, hot chocolate.
Chocolate. That's it for
That's
us.
about it.
Other people will be doing mulled wine.
I would have thought so. Mulled cider is.
Do you know what? I actually bought some cinnamon sticks.
Did you?
In case you wanted to wave one in a glass of wine.
Okay. We didn't. We've got none of the black currant cordial wine left, have we? Which would have been very good
It
mulled.
would have done, yeah. Ross said, watching people snooze, there's probably a market for that. Thing is, Ross, I don't actually snooze. I actually go completely flat out and snore so loudly that I wake myself up. That's not something I want to share.
No.
No. So
No.
health enthusiast said no apple cider. Not here. You're not a cider fan, are you?
No. Well, I do like a Swedish elderflower cider.
You do, but we haven't had any of that for
For a
months. Yeah.
No. They don't do an alcohol free, but you're often bubbles anyway.
So Kate is saying your table looks beautiful. So the table behind us. So you wouldn't be the one in front of us because that looks
That's a
like
mess.
a
Bomb site.
yeah. So we could tell. We said I put these in here earlier on. I said you can tell it's Christmas because we've got citrus fruit in the house. So yeah, so we've got the standard. These were clementines, weren't they? Did you see what
Yes.
it said? They said they were clementines and lemons. They have lemons quite regularly. And could you, if I asked you, would you talk about that for a minute, please? Not a particular one, but what it's about.
You're looking at a Swedish goat. It's a traditional Swedish decoration. You may have seen there's a big goat that they have in Gävle, which keeps being set alight every year. Idiots go and set it alight. Well, this is just a traditional Swedish, or it may be across Scandinavia. I don't know, but I know it from the Swedish side of my family.
Ask Benny. Does Benny know if it's all across Sweden?
In fact, this is a much older one. This was one that I think my parents got probably when they got married in 1950. So there you are.
Many moons ago.
Many moons ago.
Right, has Benny told you?
I don't know. I haven't been looking. I've been talking. Let's have a look. Mulled mead says food forest permaculture. Clementines, satsumas or tangerines. Yeah. Let me see. Michael Harrick Jr. just learned about the goat. Hang on, let's see if I can do a quick scroll back whilst talking. Oh, here we are. Big question, says Ross Mental. That was, I think I've already answered that, and I don't know the answer to that, Ross. No, nothing else. Benny hasn't said anything yet. Not Scandinavian, only in Sweden. Thank you, Benny. Okay. So it's a bit like the Dala horses then, I suppose. They're only Swedish. Yeah, interestingly, they are now doing other animals. They did start doing Dalecarlia pigs.
Well, they did, didn't they? So you lovingly make me a cup of tea.
And you drink, and you wander off and drink
cordial. It says all over Scandinavia they have the goat in honour of Odin because his chariot was pulled by goats.
And Wholesome Roots would like a goat.
You'd like a... Oh, we can do that.
Yeah, I suppose we can work that one out.
IKEA. If there's
Do you have an IKEA in... They must have IKEA in America.
They do have IKEA in America. Yeah, you'll get one at IKEA, for sure.
I would have thought so, Because I think that's where that one came from. Not that one. Or that might have done. They did have IKEA in Sweden then. But that one definitely.
I've got a little glass, a blue glass fish ornament that we got in IKEA.
They do, I think they do online shopping now.
1970... No, 1970, I think. Maybe 1969 or 1970.
Right, I think you can now buy IKEA products online.
Yeah, IKEA is definitely online. Maybe it's not as... no, it's bound to be as big in America as it is here, isn't it?
They are expanding their online thing quite a lot.
Yeah.
Because more and more people are buying things online.
See, if I'd only had known my daughter was in IKEA this morning or yesterday.
I don't know.
She texted me and said, "Is there anything you want?" And I went, "What, for Christmas?" She said, "No, I'm in IKEA." Kate saying, "Whoever had citrine tea, it's made by fermenting clementines and lemons in honey." No, I haven't.
No, never even heard of it.
No, but we'll look it up. I'm not a huge fan, that's an understatement, of fermented things usually.
It used to be.
Yeah, but not lactose fermented or whatever. Yeah, I was quite a fan of wine. Where's that gift you were given?
Oh, yes. Oh. I was actually going to say, before I do that, Green Raven just said about Nordic Christmas, one book and a chocolate as gift must have a red bow. Anyone know about this? I don't, I must be honest. But I always have the thing with Christmas gifts. You give four things. Something to wear, something to read, something to listen to, and something to do.
Oh, we haven't got.
And possibly five, something to eat or drink. Speaking of which,
that texter has said they just watched the other video, the live chat, and left a wonderful heartfelt comment. And here we are. Well, I'll go back and read that. I will definitely go back and read that. So, do you want to show what you were... Right, I don't drink alcohol anymore, but I might have to break my no alcohol regime and cope with a headache.
Botanical
this.
Project, limited release, blueberry and vanilla gin. I am not the world's biggest gin drinker.
But you will be.
Oh, I will. I'm looking forward to trying some of that.
So
I
yeah,
really am.
so you're not a huge gin drinker. I don't do alcohol very much, but we are definitely going to
Looking
be
forward
having
to
some
that.
of
That was
that.
sent to me by a friend and colleague.
Fiona.
Fiona Fishoop, whose radio shows I produce and distribute. So,
Yeah, nice.
Very nice.
Very nice. We've been very lucky actually already. So
And it's in such a cool container.
it is in a cool container. We can use that again afterwards. Many
It's
times.
Scottish.
over.
It's from Eden Mill, Guardbridge, St Andrews, Scotland.
Is that a Scottish accent you're trying to
Aye.
do there? I don't think saying "I" makes it a Scottish accent.
So
So Coda says, any tips on what seeds are safe to set aside at this time of year, if any? Yes, you can. It's still not too late to get your garlic in. You can get onion sets into the ground still, as long as the ground isn't too frozen. From Boxing Day onwards, you can sow, actually, yeah, from today onwards, you can sow onion seeds in compost in your greenhouse or even on your windowsill. Broad beans can go in. You could do some salady things if you've got some protection. So if you've got a greenhouse or a cloche that you can put over them, you could try some salady things. Rose is saying she's just put up a winter garden video. There are quite a few people at the moment who've got videos out showing you what you can sow. I have just been given my broad beans from Erica, so I've got Lead say hang down. Did you think that's how you say that? Because I made it up.
lie to hang down.
All right.
Lead to lie to.
So that's the ones that I've got. So they'll be going in soon, but I'm not going to put them into the ground. I'm going to put them into modules in the greenhouse because
She's doing modular beans.
I'm doing modular beans because last year planted them in autumn. They grew really well. They survived all the winter. They survived the beast from the east. A week of
And the pest from the west.
yeah, all those sub-zero temperatures and everything. And then as soon as it warmed up, they all got eaten by slugs. So this year I'm going to combat the slugs by putting them in modules in the greenhouse and hope that the slugs don't get in there. So, oh look, a couple of, someone saying, who's saying that? Walnut Tree has said, give us a thumbs up. Yes, please. Please do, because that tells YouTube that you're enjoying our live chat. You alright? Yeah, so the thumbs up is always really helpful. Green Room says, am I correct that coffee grounds can go right in the soil, no composting? Yes, I've heard that too. I mean, I happen to put mine in the compost rather than on the ground, but...
On top of which, we don't have very many of them
We
because I
don't,
drink
well,
instant. So.
yeah, but Erica brings us a bag of and we used to get them from outside Waitrose,
Yes,
didn't we?
we did.
Waitrose
I think
food
they still do.
stores. I think they do. Usually have a bin, so you have to take your own bag. But they have a bin with a
Kate's Kitchen
scoop.
saying that well-known supermarket, super coffee store chain.
Oh well, we'll name them because there's lots of them. Starbucks give them away. What's the other big one?
Costa Coffee.
Yeah, they give them away.
Do they?
Yep.
Huh?
If you go and ask for them, they will. I've checked with them.
All right.
I've actually asked them. You just go to the store and ask if you can have some. So. Sorry, when we read messages, we go really quiet and we both. Well, you don't do it. I sit here with my mouth open when I'm reading.
I only do that when I'm reading aloud.
Well, when you're going. And Sam's Allotment Diary has joined us. I know there's loads of people who've joined us that we haven't said hello to. It's
A
a bit...
guinea pig rescue and you'll have great compost, says Homestead in the Highlands.
What?
Guinea pig muck.
Oh,
So if
I thought you actually meant a whole guinea pig. That seems like not very nice.
Oh, so I just
Our guineas, not our guinea pigs, our guinea fowl started making a noise yesterday. Oh my goodness, it was really loud. Now,
so she tells me.
I had been warned that they were quite noisy, but what a noise! Amazing. I was so I've said to the neighbours that I'm sorry if they are disturbed by it, and they say they can't hear it. Hooray!
I haven't heard it either, so
No.
I expect I will. Probably right at the moment I'm opening a microphone to do something important.
Yes. Well, yes, probably. Right. Jasmine, you said something is quite common here in the UK too, and I haven't seen what it is where it's quite common. So
Merry Christmas, Emily.
I feel like I've missed out on that conversation. Is Emily off?
Emily's off.
Oh, right. Thank you for dropping in, Emily. Thank you very much. And do you think I'm getting tired?
I
My
think you
brain,
are. I
my
think
brain is
your brain's
really
gone, your eyes
switching
are
off.
gone. Our brain went ages ago, actually, to be fair. When she said things like, let's go shopping around lunchtime on the Sunday before Christmas.
Jasmine, you don't need to apologise. I felt like I was missing out on the conversation, but obviously not. They were talking about giving people pyjamas for Christmas,
Oh, right.
whereas we're on pants and socks.
And
It's
guinea
like-
pigs.
Yeah, no, I'm not giving anyone. But we are giving people pants and socks. So, right, I think we will draw today to a close. As we're going, there's a few things I just want to remind you of. If you'd like to support us, because we are still demonetised by YouTube, bless them. I think that's going to be a permanent situation. We'll see over the next few days whether after a month of being demonetised they decide to remonetise me, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen. So if you would like to support us, you can buy a mug, and the link to that is in the information below. We've got splendid t-shirts and jumpers and things like that. So if you'd like to get any of those, that would be brilliant. That will help us all round. And also, there's Patreon.
Well, Liz does an exclusive Patreon video every week.
Yes, I'm now doing so we're one less on YouTube, and that goes on to Patreon. Yes, Ross. Well, we are part of the way through a conversation, and the answer to that is yes. So, are we there? I think so.
I think so.
So we will now say once again, which as we said before, but we'll say it again. We hope you have a very peaceful and happy Christmas holidays. I will be back again next Sunday. I don't know whether.
Yeah, I don't know.
Don't know whether you will. And there will be a YouTube video up during the week. So wherever you are in the world and whatever you've got planned for the rest of today, don't stress yourselves too much, and we hope you enjoy the next few days' holiday. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, so why am I really inelegant? Not being able to switch it off, you see? It doesn't want to turn off now. Was your finger... Does your finger make it work up? No, got to go to the little X. That's it. Hooray!